This one sells rotten apples every day, and yet they're being snapped up. It's strange. No one bought the old man's good apples. Soon, at the old man's shouts, people went to buy from the old man. The old man was kind-hearted. He gave free apples to the woman with the baby, and let the little beggar come and eat his fresh apples. Soon, more and more people came to buy apples from him. The apples were soon sold out. The man on the other side of the table was in a hurry. At that moment, he stared at the price on the other side of the stall. Then he lowered the price of the apples. He turned the rotten apples from one side to the other, and sprinkled them with a little water. They became fresh and cheap apples, and the rotten side is behind him. As he shouted, soon a large crowd came to buy their fill, to prove that his apples were good fruit. He even took a bite himself, and so it was. The man's apples were soon sold out, and he made a huge profit. There were only a few rotten apples left to sell. At that moment, a blind woman and her child came to buy the fruit. The man rushed to greet her. He sold the woman all the apples he had left, and pretended to be kind enough to give one to her. The woman thanked him. By evening, the man strung up all the money he had earned, and hung it around his waist. The kind old man still had a pile of apples to sell. On the way back, they had to cross a big river, but the man thinks the boat is too expensive. He wants to take the same boat as the old man. That way he can save $1. The old man pays for the boat, and gave the boatman 2 big apples. Soon the boat was in the middle of the river. The boat arrived in the middle of the river, but suddenly there was a gale. A huge cloud of darkness came over the boat. The wind and the waves are getting bigger and bigger. The little boat was bouncing along in the waves, and then, just then, a reef appeared in front of us. The boat crashed right into it. It was split apart. The 3 men fell straight into the water. They swam hard to the shore. In the water, the man felt the money on his waist. Then he felt relieved. But the old man couldn't swim any further. But the money bag is too heavy. In order to survive, he opened the money bag. This action made the man on the side of the anxious.
你不要我要，危险！我要，去这边，危险！
The man swam desperately towards the bottom of the water. Soon he caught up with the money bag. Then he tied the bag around his waist. He even got the old man's share of the money. The man smiled with satisfaction. But what he didn't realize, he soon lost his life, because the money bag was too heavy. The man's body kept sinking. The old man and the boatman had already fled back to the shore. No matter how much the man shouted for help, they couldn't hear him. The man remembered to untie the money bag, but in case he lost it, he tied it in a knot. He couldn't untie it. Soon the man couldn't hold on much longer. A big wave hit him. He sank straight to the bottom. Soon after, they found someone to rescue him. Before he died, the man felt the money pouch on his waist. Luckily, the money was still there. Then he died. The boatman helped him to untie the heavy money bag. A coin rolled out of it.